Welcome back to the AE86 Preservation Society. Today we are going to be installing a seat cover on the 84 through 87 GTS rear seat backs. And I found that the best way to do this is start with the seat cover halfway turned inside out, leaving just the vinyl portion at the top right side out, if that makes sense. And we're actually going to start with that vinyl portion that is right side out, and we're going to install it right up top, just like so. So at this point would be the time to install that plastic grommet by the latch pull. And I found that the best way to do this is while it is at this point, so you can actually reach your hand in between the metal frame and the foam and kind of guide that plastic into shape. You want to do it nice and slow and be patient because they are very brittle. But once that plastic piece is back into place, we can start by getting the seat cover into position so we can start hog ringing the first listing wire into place. Again, starting in the center, working our way to the outsides. This listing only requires 4 hog rings. And with that final hog ring in place, we can go ahead and start moving the cover further down. I just adjusted it at the top, making sure everything was square. Again, we're going to be using another 4 hog rings in the listing area. And there are 4 little circular spots in that channel that show you exactly where you want to put those hog rings. With that second listing taken care of, we can go ahead and roll the cover over the corners and flip the seat over. Now there is not much that is out of the ordinary when it comes to installing hog rings on this back portion. There are just a couple of points that I want to address when we get to them. But for now, we will start with the top listing portion on the back. We will start with a middle hog ring in the center and 1 on each side. So before we do that last hog ring, we're going to grab onto the little tail and we're going to fold it under this 3rd hog ring and just tuck it under there. It doesn't really attach to anything, it just snugs in underneath the cover. So the final side hog rings on each side, they actually share the same loop as this black bottom portion. So if you feel like you don't know where to put that, that's exactly where it goes. Don't feel bad about doubling up. That's just how they did it. And with those final 2 hog rings on each corner doubled up, we are ready to flip this seat back over and inspect the work, make sure everything's looking like it should, massaging things into place, making sure that the piping is on the corners or the edge of the seat. And you can't see it, but just out of frame, oh, here we go. I am installing the final knob. Again, bear in mind this is a really long thread, so it does take a little while to install. And with that knob installed, we can go ahead and install the carpet back to where it was. Now the first thing that we are going to want to install is this trim piece for the carpet. This just hides the transition between the carpet and the vinyl, and it is held in place by, again, 3 Phillips screws. They're chrome and they're kind of unique to every other screw in the car. So there are holes that are already made in the metal frame, so take your time to make sure that you find the correct hole for these screws. And just put them in nice and easy and make sure they find their home. Alright, and for the seat latch here on the back, I'm going to show you really quick that there is a little indexing point that has a corresponding hole, so that pin goes in a hole and then you have the spot for the screw. And with the hook installed, the last thing we have to do is install the 2 push clips. You don't need to hammer anything, they just should slide into place nice and easy. And with that, that concludes the installation of the seat cover there. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from the video. If you have any questions, again, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.